Good morning. Test, test. dropping a lot. We're having major league problems. Yeah, we don't have enough. Yes, I did. Yep. Yeah. We're not receiving it fast. That's not, I can't do anything about that.
Are we we have two, one that's secure, one that's insecure.
I don't know how he's got this set up.
But we will need to use the secure one, that means unless you go
But we're behind. Well, right now it's nothing. It's nothing.
Not the same.
It's not a connection problem. It's a throughput problem. When we've had this problem, unless we've got a router that's gone down. This is connected to one of the ones that's locked down that nobody else can get at. You know what you're doing, go too, but because I'm not sure I can get this started yet.
Normal. We're still behind, though. It's streaming, but we're still behind. I don't know how you solve that problem. Should be good.
you behind or that's all
See, he's cleaning, he's delivering.
so you're behind. Which is my
Okay, folks. Oops. Here we go. Well, folks, we hope we have most of the audio and video problems solved. Welcome to Sunday Curling at the Utica Curling Club. We are watching the, I believe it's 133rd final of the Mitchell International Bonspiel. We are having some streaming problems, so we have an eye on what you guys are looking at, and right now we're a little behind on the stream. So we're going to be watching live action in one screen. We're going to be watching about 3 seconds behind on the other screen, and we may get confused as to what we're watching and what we're announcing. I'm MJ Walsh from the Utica Curling Club, and joining me today is Israel Acosta. So, Israel, let's see if we can keep ourselves sane here today, trying to watch a dual reality.
That is correct. So just a little slow on the streaming. Hopefully we'll catch up as the game continues. But this should be a very interesting matchup here between Utica 7 and the team from Lindsay. And I'm really expecting great curling from this game.
That's me.
So the final for the A event, for the Mitchell medal, is being played against Utica 7 and Lindsay. And I will introduce the Utica 7 team, skipped by Roger Rowlett, with excuse me. We have Dave Craig Nolan playing vice, Dave Mitchell as his second, and Ray Edick as the lead. That's the team for Utica 7. And the Lindsay team,
who are throwing blue stones, are skipped by John Bolton, vice Tyler Jones, Dave Farr is playing in at second, and Terry Jenkins is their lead. So Lindsay's throwing blue, and Utica is throwing yellow rocks. And then once this end is up, we'll get you caught up on the action on this sheet, try to keep you up to date on action on other sheets also.
Utica 7 and Utica 3 last night had a great game going. Very good curling.
A very long game, though.
Very long game, a very good game as well. And so now they're playing a very good Lindsay team that has been doing very well this weekend.
I know that the skip for Utica was worried about his voice lasting. If I'm not mistaken, these are 10-end games.
That
the
is
finals.
correct.
So
yes.
That's a lot of yelling.
Yeah.
as we go through the scores for other games, you will find that some of them are going to be playing their third end already, and that is because by skip agreement they've already hung 2 ends. If they're not playing for the A event medal, then they are more than happy to just play an 8-end game. And there goes our buffering again. Sorry, folks. Okay, so our live action is a full rock behind or ahead of what you're seeing on your video at home. And again, we apologize. We're having a problem with our throughput.
Looked like that shot was a little wide and missed the target.
So it looks like we've got 2 nibblers on the outside edge of the 12-foot rings for blue. And they can bring one around. They'll be sitting 3. And yes, it's a 10-end game, but that's not a good way to start for yellow.
Yeah, Utica 7 does not want to give up 3 in the first end.
But better than in the 6th.
That is correct.
Or in this case, the 8th.
Right.
Ooh, they're going to have to go hard on this one.
Yeah, it appears.
Which, sorry, you
that
guys
it's a little
can't see
light.
because we're buffering again. Here we go.
So the draw shot was a little light, and
Hasn't even thrown it yet.
and you will see that in a few minutes.
I did say we were going to be a little schizoid today, folks.
So,
Sorry about that. Here we go.
And it's buffering again. And now Roger's contemplating his next shot, whether he draws all the way on the outside or raise the yellow he has. And he's having a discussion with his vice, Dave.
Given they have not played out there, I'm betting he'll go either to try to skinny through this port or to raise his own yellow. And from the broom, we can't tell.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. He may try to skinny through the port. He may not be expecting too much curl on this side of the ice. Looks like blue took one on that end.
Yeah, could have been a lot worse.
It could have been a lot worse. Absolutely.
Okay, final quick consult with our expert, who unfortunately is also playing on sheet 3. And doesn't look like we're going to be able to solve the buffering problem. Okay, so let's see if we can get you caught up on the action on other sheets. What do we got on sheet 2 there, Israel?
Sheet 2, Utica 3 took one on the end. And, of course, on sheet 3, we have
Okay, so the score
Lindsay
is
taking
2-1.
Yep. Well, given that they burned the first 2 ends, they hung the first 2 ends, it'll be a 2-1 score.
Okay, and who has hammer?
Right now, the hammer will be on Utica. Utica 2 has hammer.
Okay. And on this sheet, we've got 1-0 for Lindsay on sheet 1, and Utica has the hammer.
Sheet 4, Utica 10 took 2 in the first 10. And now, they, of course, do not have hammer.
And all the other games, oh, let's see, sheet 6. We've got some scores down on sheet 6. What do we got down there? Get out of the way, guys.
It's a 3-1 West Naven.
Naven.
Yep. I'll go Granite. And they haven't hung it on sheet 1 yet. I mean on sheet 5. They haven't hung the scores yet.
All right, back to the action on our sheet. Looks like we came deep in the house. Either that or somebody popped up the yellow. Some nice sweeping here by the Lindsay guys.
Very nice shot there.
Don't think people quite give enough credit to the sweepers, although that is changing in the world of curling now, as they really make or break your game now.
It appears as if the ice hasn't caught up to speed yet. We're going to give you some, I'm going to hope to get some timing on the hog to hog and hog to stop to get some idea how the ice is playing there.
Well, that last shot being a little light and over curling, looks like Utica can get to blue that's on the top 4 if they throw down weight hit. Trying to push a little here. Ew. Well, that. Sorry, we're ahead of your action again. You're going to see one of the sweepers try to directionally sweep that yellow over a little, but Dave was a little inside out on that one. It's not going to come back. Finally have a score on sheet 1. It is 1-0. Navy 1 after 3. And on sheet 5 after 3. We have players standing in the middle of your scoreboard, as usual. It is
RCMP.
2-0 after 3 for RCMP on sheet 5. I think that brings us up to date. And this yellow just overcurled a little bit. Beautiful nose hit, but he was looking for the double. With that very nicely placed guard. There goes any attempt to raise the yellow onto the blue. And I would imagine that Roger will peel the guard. Yes, indeed. Maybe he's lucky he gets the one on the top 12. That's great, but.
We have a shot to spill both of them here. If it hits it right. That's probably what he's looking for. Oh, no. But that was a good peel.
All right, so Lindsay will have to guard up again. Good guards are hard to throw. And I should know, I'm in the guard business on my teams.
Trying to keep this stone a bit straight. So it may overcurl. But it was a very, very good thrown stone. So they're discussing the possibility of a double there.
They should be able to get around that. It just curled up a little bit more than they were expecting.
Yeah. Yeah. This side of the ice tends to have a little bit more curl than and this one.
So Lindsay's going to take away the intern draw. Which will leave Utica only a very difficult draw to snag a piece of the button. Unless, of course, they come heavy.
Pretty nice shot. So right above the tee line on the 4-foot. Takes away that draw completely.
However, there we go. Now we finally got our near house showing to you guys. It does leave a delicate tap and roll under for a bite of the button, which frankly, I'm not sure which is easier. Not sure which I would rather be throwing. The draw to try to snag a piece of the button on the left, which doesn't look possible, or this.
So Lindsay takes two. As you just see on your screen.
Looks to me like Lindsay's reading the ice a little better than the Utica team is today. All right, so off into the third end we go. Utica, I think, really does have to score this end. Yes, it's a 10-end game, but being up 3, Lindsay's going to bring it right into the house.
Mm-hmm. And that's a very nice draw. See where it ends up.
And we'll force Utica to ignore it, put up a couple corner guards. Probably one of the hardest things for new skips to realize is you can't hit that rock.
Not when you're down 3.
No. Not when you got to score.
You got to put your guards up and play your game.
So Ray Edicks being called for that corner guard. Weight looks pretty good.
Yeah. They're sweeping it. It was very good weight. That's a good corner guard.
We're going to cheat. We're going to tell you it looks good when we know it's already good.
And of course, Lindsay just looking to put another one in the house. It's a very nice guard that they're looking to put up there. Perhaps.
I didn't see the call. Did they call for it in, or did they just call for the guard?
I'm not sure, but I think anywhere top 12 or guard, center line,
yep,
would be good.
Well, Utica will have to come around.
Yeah.
Just down 2. Corner frozen's ideal. And let's see what develops. It's running.
They're not sweeping it. Let's see where it ends up.
That's going to go by.
Yeah.
Push it!
And
Hard!
it's on the back of the house.
Just barely hanging on.
Just barely hanging on, yep.
And what you may not be able to, well, you can't see in the lower left corner of your screen, there is a blue. Oh, yes, you can. There it is. Jeez, I need my ice check. Right, we don't have a logo on the center button on that house. All right. So Lindsay calls for another one to come around. We're working it hard. And this looks like it's on the blue.
I'll open those guards up a little bit.
So Dave Mitchell's going to be asked to peel those. His bread and butter.
Yeah, he loves those shots.
They're only going to get the one. So up comes the guard again. Let's see where they leave this one.
From our viewpoint, just on the left-hand side of the center line.
I think this one's more doubleable. Kind of hard to see.
Be.
Our far cameras cannot catch rocks that are outside of the house, so. Yep.
Oh, it looks like it's a little wider than he wanted it to be. It's on the yellow. Let's see what happens.
Yep. Couldn't even get the top one. All he did was nick them closer together and.
Not the desired result.
Do think you can get them both now. However, your stone will then stick, leaving the guard, but at least it's your color guard. So around they try to come again. Let's see if we get it there this time, or if we're just going to end up with another guard.
Looks like he just wants to put it, probably guarding again. Maybe top 12.
Sweepers are working it hard.
They're working it hard.
That's not going to make the house.
They're trying to get it somewhere, but yeah, may not be making the house.
In fact, they just got that over.
Oh, wow.
Does block the draw path, though. Forcing Utica to try to open up the front again.
Well, that shot might be very interesting.
The call is for the double peel.
It's for the double peel. If he can get that done, you know, that opens up the house a little bit.
Up, but he's hanging wide, and I could hear Dave yell, go for the double in the house, which they do get.
Wow.
That's got to be frustrating for the other team.
Yes, it's a miss.
You miss the shot, and you come out with a better result.
Yes. But they still have the two guards sitting up there.
Yes, unfortunately, maybe not a better result, but at least it got rid of the one.
Yeah.
However, Lindsay will just try to put it right back.
Not the same.
Here comes a shot. Try to push that stone.
It's a mixed double shot. Put their blue in the MAC 4. First shot of the game. Draw down 2. And that's hanging a little wide.
Yeah, it appeared that we're just a little wide, just a little outside.
Or is it just a little heavy?
Maybe. Maybe just heavy, right?
Yeah.
And the curl is very slow on that side of the ice.
We've got our scores updated across the sheets. Hopefully we've got the hammer correct for all games. So with that yellow wide open, Lindsay obviously is going to make it go bye-bye. And did they hold it? I believe that is outside the house. Let's take a look. Looks outside the house to me, but they may want to put a stick on it if it comes down to that. The back yellow is definitely out counting it, which you'll be able to see in a second as soon as the stream has got caught up. There you go. You can see white, but you know, circles are never 100% perfect. All right, so let's see if Roger Rolek can find the magical top button weight and line.
They're sweeping it.
That's effective sweeping, holding it out there. So this is not going to bury. Should be a pretty straightforward board weight hit, take out. Might even clip the one in the back back 12 on the way by. Not that it's really of concern, at least not right now. And indeed, they got that back yellow.
They did get the back yellow. That was a very nice throwing shot.
Gibbs are really lining up something. I'm not 100% sure what. What's back there that they're worried about? Let's take a look and see. Firehouse full. I think they're trying for the double, but whether they'll stick or not, we're looking at the double.
If you do the double and
whether
sit,
their rock will sit.
You take your two.
You take your two, which they would like. Because if they just hit and stick, they're giving up another one. Which you can now see from the house.
Yeah, they would have to hit double amount. That has to be a shot.
So we can get you back to the dual screen before he throws.
There's a possibility of a jam on your yellow, depending how that other blue gets hit.
Why they were spending all that time.
Oh, it looks like. See how that looks.
And we can already tell you the answer is not good.
Yeah, it's looking a little narrow.
It's unusual for his out turns. They usually tend to run a little straight, a little wide. All right. So Lindsay takes another. Makes it easy for us. We don't have to change who has hammer.
You're down in a game, a few points, and you feel like you're chasing the entire game.
There is still time, but it's hard to keep everybody aware that there's still time and not to freak out.
It's still early in the game. It's 3 ends. You're down 4. You get your deuce. And it's only a 2-point game.
Right. That's why elite curlers employ sports psychologists. Help them through these times. All righty, so we start end 4 with blue coming in again. Worked well for them last end. And Utica again will put up a corner guard.
You're right. And that's the toughest thing to decide when you're playing and skipping. Do I go after that stone? Do I freeze to that stone? Do I put my guard up? What do I do?
Right. Well, the hit doesn't do you any good because then you end up in a trade hit and you're actually counting on the opposition missing.
Right.
This opposition doesn't look like they're missing. So then it's the freeze or the guard, and with your first lead rock, the guard all day long. Freeze, it's got to be perfect, or you're out and they'll pick you out and they're sitting 2 and you have nothing to hide behind. Then you're committed to the freeze fest and being able to pop your rock at the end to pop out theirs.
Yeah, at the end, the best choice is to just put your corner guard in.
Mm-hmm.
So you can then try to get your 2 points that way.
Bill Sewell is in the house.
He is yelling.
You never have any trouble hearing Bill when he wants you to sweep. Bill's over on sheet 2, which is why you're getting a little bleed over from him.
I think every time he calls for a sweep, every sweeper on the ice starts to sweep. That's a very nice shot by Ray Edick.
Which you're about to see.
Which you will see in a few 25 seconds or so.
Isn't technology wonderful?
Yes.
At least we don't seem to be buffering anymore, ladies and gentlemen, but you are, as I've said, a couple of seconds, you're about a shot behind the action. And we'll try not to spoil the suspense for you.
No room, lots of room.
But they are playing towards us, directly towards us. Makes it hard to remember not to spoil it. All right, so they were able to get the 2 blues out. Now it's time to use your corner guard. The blue hit and return, it's probably too far to roll all the way behind corner. So Dave Mitchell is just going to be asked to draw behind.
Absolutely. That blue stone out there should not be. Maybe a little bit more weight than wanted, and just move that guard out of the way, push it further out.
And unfortunately leaves the center guard.
And does leave a center guard, yes. And they're far apart enough where they cannot get them, both of them out. So Lindsay's looking to remove that guard out and roll out.
Do not want to leave Utica anything to hide behind. And
Like
they were successful,
yep.
as you can see. Now Roger can make use of that quasi-center guard by hitting and rolling under.
Comes a shot by Dave.
Sweepers are up and down,
Up
which
and down
is usually a good sign.
Yes.
That, oh, that's got to curl up, up, get them up, guys, and we're going to spill.
They got the roll.
Oh, yes, did they get the roll? That's a cinnamon bun roll. Big roll.
They got the roll. More than expected, though. It's a big roll, yes.
So all that remains for Lindsay is to remove the center guard or draw around.
Just touch it back. Go for a touch back.
It looks like they want to remove that guard. Yep. Putting his broom down just to get it out.
Yep. And we may have a blank. It'll be interesting to see whether Utica will choose to take one or blank. Yep, I would say from there they're not willing to take the blank. You draw down to the backing they've got. And hope that that's hard to get out. Tell you, if they are successful in the draw and Lindsay goes after, there's going to be stones visiting on sheet 2.
Oh, yes. Here comes a shot.
They had to work that one hard.
Yes, they did.
And the $64 million question is it in? But it really doesn't matter. Lindsay's going to remove it anyway, I'm betting. Our cameras are not directly over the house, so we can't look straight down on any given rock.
And they are removing the stone. Let's see what a... Shooter is out.
So once more, as we say, with a little feeling.
I think they'll try the same draw again, right?
I would imagine so.
Okay. Normal. Oh, not in, eh? Not in. Whoa, whoa, where are you going? Where are you going?
Well, sweepers aren't working this one, so we can but hope. Like clean there for a sec.
Yes, yes, here.
Is it curling enough? Does it have the right weight?
Yeah,
Let it
didn't
just
curl up
stick.
quite enough. Little body weight action, or body, what do you call it when you try to move something remotely by leaning your rock, leaning your body?
Yeah. You lean the way you want the stone to move to. You're hoping that somehow you have that power.
So unfortunately, those rocks are side by side. It's a Very easy to take out the one that's sitting in the house. And the question is, will they stick once they've hit? And we'll keep this up on the close-up for you. The rock is underway. Will it stay? And the answer is no.
They're still allowing for the same draw. And they're a little tougher now to try to prevent any type of
Right.
takeout. But we would hope to freeze one here perfectly.
Which may be right up there with a perfect guard is the hardest shot in curling.
Right.
Okay, rock's underway. Sweepers aren't touching it, which means they either like it. Yep. Skip doesn't like it. He threw it. Weight's not bad.
Yeah, the weight looked pretty good.
But it did
But
not
the
curl.
Skip did not like the call. I mean, the shot.
Right,
He liked the
well,
call, not the shot.
Didn't curl as much as he
Didn't
needed.
curl, yeah. Very good weight, though.
Yes! Line! Yes, do. Come on! Come on, let's go around this. Yes! All right.
All right. If this blue sticks, which it looks like it will, that will be a very difficult end to blank because we've got jams written up all over the place.
Shot is on the way. They're being called up and down the sweep. They're sweeping up now. And it looks like they want to stick
Yep.
to get their one.
I don't think the, yeah, that was obviously the call. I don't think they really, trying to spill would have been hard.
Yeah.
Those two catchers in the back would have come into play.
Well, they're good on the board, and sometimes that's all you need to do.
Right. Well, and sometimes that's all you need is to wake yourselves up and get you going. Well, we now have to change the hammer. All right, I think they're ahead of all the other sheets, so as soon as the other sheets finish up their ends, we'll bring you the scores.
Good corner, freeze.
All right, so call for the center guard. I think they'll be going all out for steal here. A little off center. Well, they're working it hard. Ooh, we're already on center line. That's not going to get around.
It's not going to get around. So, looks like they're going to take that guard. That's a split, not what?
Not wide enough to be a good corner, but. Lindsay will ignore it all, guard their own shot.
How much? Hard. Oh. Hard. Hard, please. Hard.
Looks like it's going in the house, and they're sweeping it to probably freeze it to the one in the, that they already have in there. And they're sitting two.
So Roger's going to ask for a split here, looks like.
Room is set. The shooter's in the hack. Here comes your shot. They're not doing much to it. It looks like it's going to go right through.
Well, they're not splitting.
No, they're not.
Maybe I misunderstood the call. Perfectly buried, but back four, not good. And away go the guards. In fact, this could be a double. This team is throwing very well today. On unfamiliar ice, which is really, of course, at the end of the Bonspiel, they should have a better feel for it by now. Or have a good feel for it by now. And the answer is yes, they do.
Where is it? Hard, 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 hard line.
Very good shot. Just didn't get the double. Just replaced the stone in the back and got rid of the guard.
But it's more open.
Absolutely not.
Roger's going to have to guard that. Maybe top 12. Cut off the draw path to it as well as the head. Thank you, Sheet 2, for finally hanging your score. Utica 3 took 2 more in the 5th end. Sorry, 6th end.
6th end, yeah.
I do need my glasses checked.
Well, sweeping that stone and Sheet 3 hard. They want to make sure he's in the center line.
Can they get it
guard.
biting?
It's a pretty good guard.
But they didn't get it into the house. I bet we'll see a double attempt again.
Room is set.
So we are exactly 1/2 a shot behind right now. I don't think we're ever going to get caught up, unfortunately.
Trying for that double again. Let's see what happens here.
Over the top. Put it back.
this. I think they have to put another guard up.
It's okay, line's good. It's okay.
Sweeping it hard. That's a, they don't want to bring it too deep and allow for another double opportunity. So.
Yeah, Rogers calling for this one higher up.
Yep, the higher at this point.
Very nice.
Better. Now he's forcing them to throw a different shot than what they may want to throw, which is to run the guards out.
Little sprite, yeah, that's a long run.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the run double, the yellow on the left side onto the blue, yellow on the back four. That is a long run, though.
They're considering their options.
Yep, does not even show on our screen, which means it's at least a good 3 feet outside the house.
And they are going to perhaps peel that guard, or?
Now you always line up the double just in case, even if the call is the peel, right?
Okay, yeah.
You should
Absolutely.
know, Skippy.
Well,
I'm just the lead at my competitive teams anyway. Ooh.
here comes a shot. It's got some heat to it, and they're sweeping it. So they are looking for that double.
Yep.
And
Interesting. Went over the top.
Yes.
Where this ends up is not nice. Is it behind T? It is behind T. So that's actually not too bad. So they'll guard the one that's on back button.
Yeah, they have to guard the shot rock right now.
It's a hit and roll off this. Sorry, we don't know how. I don't know how to use the telestrator, but the hit and roll off this yellow that was just ticked into the house will go behind the current shot rock. So they can sacrifice that one.
That guard shot has to be perfectly on top of it in order to be effective.
Of course, then they can come around if it's directly on top. I wouldn't mind it a little. I wouldn't mind it still touching center when it's done, but it's still moving and it's going to overcurl just a hair. You could draw down to this one. Might even be able to get it with a hack weight, come around, hit.
Well, they can keep trying the same shot they've been trying. Hit the guard until the shot rock.
Decisions, decisions.
Yeah.
This is why we pay Skips the big bucks.
Exactly. They're playing with the lead, so they have they don't have to take as many risks. And a comfortable lead, that is.
Sounds from body language, looks like the Skip wanted to peel and the Vice wasn't sure, or vice versa. Yep, going for the double.
Yeah. And I guess off nose, you get them both.
Yep, hard, hard, hard. 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 Roll the pass, roll the red.
There it is. There comes the shot.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
So Roger looks like he's going to try to curl over up against, nestle up against the Blues. Be well guarded.
Well, it's one yellow.
That's a very lonely yellow.
Yeah, and there's already two blues in the house, so you cannot give up a big end here. Give up one is okay. Give up two. Give up two halfway through the game, down a few points will be difficult too.
Keep an eye on this, guys. This one looks hot. And not putting a broom to it, not curling up. And I don't know if that was the skip we just heard imploring his rock to curl. Oh boy.
Probably heavier than he was expected to be.
Yeah. Foot shorter weight, a couple of feet shorter weight, or even 3 with these guys. They could have brought that exactly where he wanted.
Oh, yes.
But got to throw to your sweepers.
Looks like Lindsay is going to try to spill both of these stones, or at least one of them.
Yellow will jam on the blue, but I'm wondering if they can get all 3 of them moving. This is where, that's a real flat. Those are about as side by side as they could get. Come with some weight.
That's a rocket.
And indeed, he gets all 3 moving, but not all 3 out. I think the force is on here. The question is, can they keep it to a force? Now, obviously have to remove the blue unless they try to freeze to it, but they're obviously removing it. And that answers the question as to which way he wants to roll.
Set the broom.
Oh.
The shot is on its way. Looks like it's going wide. This is not going to turn out to be
Up,
pretty
Dave,
good for
up.
Utica.
You don't want it to, and yes, it did.
Oh,
Oh, here comes another 3.
it's going to be a 3-pointer.
We're getting some sign language from the skip of the Utica team, but I'm not sure what he wants, other than to inquire how the stream is going, since he usually runs the streaming. All right, here's a draw for 3.
Looks pretty good. They're getting it there.
Indeed.
After 5 ends, being down 6.
Yeah.
Now it becomes a real uphill battle. And Lindsay is shooting very well. They are not missing the shots.
I believe these guys have played in their provincials. And it shows. You can always see some great curling at the Mitchell. Would like to see some great curling from both teams.
That is correct. Sheet 4, there's a good game going on the B event. Utica 10 and Rideau 2?
I believe so. Yeah. Sheet 4, yes, Rideau. Indeed.
So again, Lindsay comes in the house with the first shot. And Utica is looking to set up a guard again. Yeah.
Well, that's when you know the game is well in hand. The skip calls for you to throw through.
Yes. Roger called for a draw around his guard. And the shot is on its way. They're sweeping it nicely. Let's see where it ends up. Ideally, you want it completely behind your guard. Not too far, because you can come around it.
Nice shot.
Nice T-line shot.
And away goes the guard, we assume.
That's the call.
Boy, that curl's hard.
See the question, who are the skips on Utica 2 and 3? Utica 3 is being skipped by Matt Hames. Utica 2 is skipped by
Bill Sewell.
Yep. And it looks like
we have a final.
We have a end on sheet 2.
Some days.
Looks like Sewell and Matt Hames shook. Utica 3 winning that battle.
And I'm not sure I know how to make that a final on our score sheet. get you up to date. We do have a final on sheet 2, which unfortunately we don't know how to indicate. I'll just put an F up there. And what do we have going on sheet 1? We have
sheet 1 after 5.
We have
Can't
skips
see.
standing in the way. So let's
Yeah.
go on to...
Actually, they're on the 7th end right now, if I'm not mistaken. Yep.
6. Yeah, they haven't hung the 6, so we'll wait for them to do that. Has managed to hang the 6, so that is now tie. We've been kind of ignoring sheet 6, which we shouldn't, because they've got a great game going.
They do. It's a tied-up game after 6 ends. 4 points apiece. The call was a freeze on sheet 3 to that blue stone, and they're trying to get it there. Not a bad spot. Becomes increasingly more difficult as to what shot can you call to give yourself the opportunity to score when you're down a few points.
I think they'd be happy just to get their deuce in this end.
Yeah, just want to get a run back here. He's looking for the run back.
You're going to see why the in a sec.
Exactly.
That just keeps going.
He was going for the run back, and they're trying to push the stone in to get the curl, but as you can see, it did not happen. And
there goes the deuce, or any hope of the deuce.
Yeah, the outcome is not a desirable one, to say the least. At least for the Utica team. For Lindsay, that's a perfect outcome.
Lindsay's really putting on a clinic, just curling outstandingly.
Yeah, it looks like they're reading the ice very nicely. They got their weight for draws and guards and takeouts very spot on. So. And you may even consider that shot there a possible miss, because it offers a pocket for you to sit on and then you can push out. Which is what I think Roger's looking to do. Pretty nice shot. The yellow's frozen to the top blue there.
I can read enough of the angles to know that they're doubleable. What I don't know is whether the yellow will jam on the blue and on the tee line.
Well, they may hit it with pretty good weight. They're going to get some nice separation, and we'll see where that yellow ends up.
Oh, he held that very, very well.
Shot is on its way. They have to hit it on a precise spot to make sure they take that yellow out. And they're sweeping it hard. Very nice shot.
Really? Yeah, I think so, guys.
It's not just where you want to freeze. It's not just about throwing a freeze. It's where do you want to freeze.
Exactly.
In this shot. And yeah, that's what it's looking to do.
Big end in the 7th over on sheet 6. West Navin took 4.
Yeah, that's big end.
Down.
So Lindsay is looking to remove that Yellowstone out. And they have to hit it thin on the inside of the stone in order to remove it without jamming.
Boy, they're working that hard, aren't
And
they?
they're working that really hard. Looks like it's going to jam. Oh, yes.
Well, there's the break that Utica needed.
Oh, it looks like they missed a shot.
It doesn't happen too often.
Look like they missed a shot.
Rare miss from Lindsay.
That's a very rare miss, especially by the skip. Looks like Utica has an open draw for a deuce here. Gotta be full 8. Full 8, guys. That's the shot we need.
Come on.
Wow, they're sweeping it hard now. Have to get it there. You have to get it
Oh,
there.
come on, guys.
You have to get it there. Come on.
Well, Cracknell's raising his broom. I don't know if that was in, yes, must have been in celebration, not
Yes.
in, oh my gosh.
So they got their deuce.
Best to put it on T-line. That way you know how to do that.
So Lindsay hasn't hung their score yet.
No,
Or
as a result, I've sort of lost track of what end we're in.
Yes. So we should be playing right now the 7th end?
I believe so.
Yes. Lindsay took 3 on the 5th. And Utica took 2 on the 6th end. So it's a 7 to...
I believe it's 7-3.
7-3. It's a 4-point game. Again, it's a 10-inning game. You're down 4. So looks like
Craig Nolan's going to hang scores for
Yep.
both teams. So
yeah, I
we
think Craig Nolan wants to put the scores up there.
So we know where we are. I think Lindsay was being polite. Yes, 7-3, folks.
Yep. I believe so. It's one of the great things about curling. The teams are polite to each other.
Yes. It's been some banter back and forth that you can't see while teams are waiting for Skip to make a call. It's a great sport.
It is. It is.
And it's a sport that anyone can play. And if you go to uticacurlingclub.org, you can see our Tri-Curling and Olympic Curling School events coming up in February and March. Your opportunity to come try this great game for yourself.
Absolutely. It's a great sport.
It's fun. It takes, as you can imagine, with all the sweeping, a high degree of fitness, but doesn't have to have. People don't have to be Superman to play. And it's social, because win or lose, these teams go back up to the table for a drink and a few yarns. And you always know which ones are the skips, because they're the ones who say, now, do you remember in the 7th end, with the second rock?
They have a great recollection of how the game went, stone by stone.
And that's sort of necessary for that job on the team.
Yeah.
You have to remember the lines, how much they curl. The sweepers have to remember the lines. Have we swept down this path?
Yeah.
Is it going to run? Is it going to drag? It is an all-team sport. Every single person on every single shot has a vital role to play.
Yep. So it makes it exciting. And the best shots made are the shots that the sweepers had to sweep it as hard. The skip had to call a perfect line, and the shooter had to throw the right weight at the right in the right line. So it's a real team sport.
Well, Utica's going for the force here. They've got their 2 guards set up high and low, and it looks like sweepers are on this right away. Let's see how far they can drag it.
Yeah. Wanted to come around it.
Of course, unfortunately, as you sweep it, you are also holding it straight, or that this rock just does not look like it wants to curl at all.
Oh, it's just, yeah.
Lindsay
Top
will,
12.
of course, ignore it. And not because they have a counter out counting it, but simply start at the top, start peeling them back. Don't let them build up a house against you.
Looking to peel this guard out of play.
No, it's gotta bend. It's gotta be a sitting duck. Never. Well done.
And they're successful.
Roger will ask them to put it back, I'm sure. He's my skip on my mixed team. I know how he thinks.
It is hard to score without guards.
If you find yourself in the unenviable position, then you're trying to throw perfect freezes to everything in sight.
Absolutely. And that is even harder. sometimes.
It'll be an interesting change in the game next year when they
Yeah.
go to a 5-rock free guard zone where you can't hit the first 5 rocks instead of the first 4 rocks. We have something similar to that in mixed doubles that you cannot hit until the 4th thrown rock. And of course, with 2 rocks set up ahead of time, it's really a test of patience. With those of us who are used to being able to hit right away with the seconds.
The first, second shot, yeah. Take those guards out. Yeah, that will be an interesting change in how the game is played, but I think it'll make it more interesting, more stones in play, which is what makes the game interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Down.
So again, I think that Lindsay wants to clear a guard.
Oh, let's get greedy. Let's ask for both of them, right? And back up it'll go. At least we hope. Or they hope. Gotta remain neutral. I always wondered how Russ Howard did that, calling so many of his brother's games for CBC and TSN.
That might be a good shot. Hard to peel them all out without raising something in the house. We appreciate all of you that are watching this 2018 Mitchell Bonspiel, the final events here at the Utica Curling Club. The club's been around 150 years. That's what we're celebrating this year. And this spiel has run for 137 of those. Huh? Pretty interesting.
137 or 130? Well, let's see. 1885. Is when this Mitchell started. Used to be competed both in the Midwest and the East, alternating. But it's been home here at the Utica Curling Club for quite some time now. I think 1916 we became the permanent host for this event. And the last time it was...
a lot of weight on this shot. Let's see what happens. Interesting.
Well, we've got 2 yellow biters, but biters won't get the job done. But in order to get one safely around, he's going to put up another guard.
Keeping track of some of the time on how the ice is playing. It's pretty much between 24 to 25 second ice for those out there that want to know that kind of information, which is pretty normal for us here, normal speed.
At least by the third end.
At least by the third end, right. You never expect that on the first end.
We do have a final on sheet 6. I don't know what the final score was. They actually brought out the measuring bar, so it must have been close. Not much point in measuring if it's not enough to win the game.
Hardline! No, wait. Whoa, let me go. Whoa, already. No, I haven't got it done. Hard for plan B. Hard for plan B.
Just to give you a narrative on the sheet 4, the B event final between Utica 10 and, I'm not sure if I'm saying this correctly, Rideau 2. They're looking for an in-off of to perhaps take the shot rock out of play.
And indeed, we do have a final on sheets 5 and 6. On sheet 6, West Navan beat Granite, and on sheet 5, it looks like RCMP 2 defeated Highlands. Can't give you the exact score there. They did not hang it. But they are coming off the ice.
Right now we have 3 sheets yet playing. Our main event on sheet 3, our B event on sheet 4, and also sheet 1, which I believe are playing for the E event. That shot is not what Lindsay was expecting. They wanted to remove that stone altogether, and it did not work out. So that gives at least Utica another opportunity here to perhaps steal one.
Take
Would have to place a stone in the house and kind of cut the access to the rings, and at the same time be shot rock. Sweeping it hard, trying to make it there. Looks like it's going to crash on the guard and split him. Which now it gives Lindsay the opportunity to just hit and roll, perhaps for 2.
Yes, hard. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hard. 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 Back line. Hard's been overthrown. Hard. Get the hard. Next week, coach.
It is definitely not like TSN. No. We've been having fun this whole day because people are seeing
Right only now. Right only. Definitely need to 3. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, we're right. Actually. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Hey, hard. Come on, man. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Looks like Lindsay was able to take that 2 on that, on their last shot.
Well, we have a barn burner going on over on sheet 1. Albany is coming home down 1 with. Currently, Navy is sitting 1 and 3, and Albany is sitting 2. Second shot, as it is.
Mom's still watching. Yeah, huh? She sees something. You don't want to sleep. Got her too.
Looks like Lindsay again is deciding to
Keep it clean.
And throw the lead second rock right through the house. And Roger looking to set up another corner guard. It's a peel call for Lindsay to peel the corner guard. I mean, they're sweeping it hard here. And it's not a peel, which helps Roger.
It's actually an improvement over the original guard, only in that it's a little further up, a little easier to come around.
It's just outside the 4-foot line. That's right.
But it is a, well, I was thinking distance from the halves.
Yes.
But it is the wrong color.
It is the wrong color.
And looks like we're about to go into our final on sheet. Oh, no, wait a minute. Sorry. They hung the first two ends, so they'll probably play 8 afterwards, meaning a 10-end game.
Watching the action on sheet 1, I think they hung the first and second end,
Right.
but I think they're going to play.
They're going to play 8 ends, which makes it a 10-end game.
Yep, exactly.
I was very confused when I spoke earlier and said that they were coming home.
Yeah.
They've got 2 more ends to play. And sheet 4 is playing a 10-end game also.
Yep, sheet 4 is also playing a 10-end game.
It remains to be seen whether sheet 3 will be playing 10 ends. Lindsay did not hang, again, the score in the last end.
But they did take 2,
They
so
took
that makes
2.
it a 9-3 game.
I think Utica really does have to score here to have any kind of chance.
Yeah, they would have to get their deuce here, cut it back to, cut back that a point lead.
Sweepers are trying to do their best to get this as far as they can. Hopefully frozen on the blue. Just by the guard. Stop falling your rocks down, Dave. We can't see. And a spin to the outside with its last breath. No need to throw the hard shot. They'll go for the peel. If they get lucky, that's a bonus. Games are starting to spread out and score a bit. We had 2 really tight games on 4 and 1. And now on sheet 1, Navy is up.
They took another
by
2
3.
points.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And on sheet 4, Utica 10 is up by 4.
I think the shot called here on sheet 3 is to freeze to that one in the back.
No, they were looking at the tap. They discarded that.
Quiet! Quiet's got a net, guys.
Maybe that'll be another option if it's there. But given the broom, I don't think they're
Right.
tapping.
Yeah. I got sidetracked by checking out the scores on the other sheets.
But it needs to, it cannot be deep, it needs to be there, and it's got to be at least somewhere behind their top yellow. And
Rushers aren't putting a lick to it.
You're making life exciting down there.
probably a little more weight than expected.
Or desired, at least.
Or desired.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's running.
Sweepers are not doing anything to that stone.
See if we can bring up those, the near house. Well, it doesn't matter. The shot they just threw looks like they're going to take it out, so it doesn't matter whether it is second shot or third shot.
Yeah, it ended up just on the right-hand side of the center line, biting the 12-foot on the, of course, on the 8-foot circle.
Right. Trying to see if it was out counting either the other yellow that was in the 8 or the blue, which I believe is still shot. And if it isn't now, it's about to be.
Yes. Yeah, they're going to look to just remove the stone out of play. They don't want to stick either. They want to hit it and just roll out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to keep anything in the back of the house.
No, nothing for Utica to freeze to.
To freeze to.
So if Utica wants their deuce, they are going to have to play the raise takeout.
Yep.
Doesn't have to be big weight. The sweepers will have to control the line.
Okay, nice nose hit on that yellow. Bring it straight back to move the blue out of the house, and you get your 2.
Right.
Your 2 points.
And here's all you youngsters who think hits always have to be hit weight, big hit weight. Sometimes you don't want a big hit weight. If you want to stick around, bring it down to, say, a 10-second hog to hog, 10.5-second hog to hog.
Little up. 4+.
Oh, he said that. Underway.
Calling the sweepers. Is it narrow?
I don't know, he had a
What's happening?
little set there, so.
Calling him up. They're calling him up right now. Looks like it's lining up perfectly. Very nice shot.
Oh, nice
Very
shot.
nice shot. Well
A
thrown.
deuce.
Well done. They
Yay.
got their deuce. Again, they cut it down.
Congratulations, Utica.
Cut it down to 4. To the 7th end here.
He wanted that deuce.
Yeah, that's a good deuce. That's a good shot. Very good shot. Very good deuce. So.
Yeah, down 4, 2 to play.
Ooh, looks like in sheet 4.
As I said, things have not stayed close.
Yeah. Scott Lent is running away with the score right now, being up 9-2.
And they are starting to throw through on sheet 4.
Three ends to go. You're down 4 points on sheet 3. It is curling. Anything can happen.
Right. And has been known to.
And it has. Exactly.
Over on sheet 1, Navy seems to be in pretty good command. Let's put it this way. There are an awful lot of red rocks in the house.
Yeah.
And blue is down. Now, grant you, most of them are behind T, giving Albany something to freeze to. The problem is there are also 2 guards up front, making it difficult to find a good draw path.
Forward, back, maybe.
They need to take 3 here just to tie it.
Yep. All right, back to action on our sheet. Ooh, a rare miss. The first shot through the house from Lindsay.
His shot is on its way. Looks like he was probably a little wide. Needs to curl. And it's in the house. They can see at least 3/4 of the rock. Looks like Lindsay's taking that shot out of play and
Nice roll.
rolling nicely to the wings. Just spied in the 12-foot. Nice shot.
Little nibbler. Utica will try this shot again.
Those are the shots that they don't beat you, but they count.
Yes, they do. They may end up beating. Well,
Yeah.
those are not the shots that are beating Utica right now.
Yeah. But they do count.
Much better line.
Yes.
Let's see how we're doing on the weight here.
Looks like they're going to sweep it probably just to hold the line and prevent it from crashing. But they need to bury this one. If it's not going to be a guard, you got to bury it. Oh, yes. Looking very nice. Okay.
Lindsay will attempt the peel.
This is going to become a guard peel, guard peel, guard peel in, and see who misses.
Yep. Exactly.
Looks like it
Weight looks
may not
good.
be. If it's in the house, you want to freeze it. So leave
It
it
has
too
to
close.
be absolutely perfectly frozen.
Yeah. But there is a
Just
good double
outside house.
possibility.
Yeah, just outside the house. It's a 5-foot run back.
See if they get the peel and the double. Very possible. Oh,
Whew.
that was close. That was pretty close. Yeah, they're discussing it was this close. Missed it by a quarter inch if even.
Sweepers like it, not putting the broom to it.
Yes. Looks like after he let it go, Dave goes like it has plenty of weight. And well thrown shot. It's a little bit staggered, so it makes it a little more difficult for that run back double.
These Lindsay sweepers are a joy to watch.
Yeah, pretty strong sweepers.
Great position. All you young sweepers out there, take a look at what they're. Now, we don't recommend for beginners that you slide while you sweep, but great head position over the broom, up on their toes. Puts a lot of weight on that brush head, makes it much more effective than merely dusting it back and forth.
Again, looks like good guard weight.
Looks like lots.
Guard peel, guard peel.
Looks like lots.
These are the ends that
Lots of room.
make me nervous.
Oh yes, they appear to be simple shots, but they are not simple shots, and one miss can be costly.
No, I was afraid of it backing up.
And once more.
Let's do it again, folks. So far, players on both teams have made their shots. That one on its way pretty soon.
I like the weight. Question
Needs
is
to
the
curl.
line.
Will it get to the spot?
It's got a long ways to go.
Yes, it does. They're sweeping it. They got to drag it as far as they can to make sure it gets to the right spot.
And of course, the skip is in the way, so we can't see if it made it. Ooh, it's exposed.
Okay. Opportunity knocking.
Yep, they don't have to stick. They've got a counter already.
Yep. They may have 2 counters.
Do they?
They may.
May. Yep.
It's hard to tell from here.
Great shot.
Meanwhile, on sheet 1, our really close game is continuing. It is 6-5, maybe up 1, coming home with hammer. Oops, I forgot to change the hammer. There we go.
Yeah, they got their deuce there. And
Nobody got their deuce. Now they have to steal. And boy, I'm betting their sweepers want them to steal at least 2.
oh yes.
Because nobody wants to play an 11 end game after the end of a long weekend.
Go little. Weber. Yeah.
Ryder needs to bury this one perfectly. It's coming nicely. It's got a very good shot here. Let's see where it ends up. It's got to be buried perfectly behind that guard. Very well done. Nice shot.
We'll make the Lindsay skip think.
Right on the top of the forefoot. And right on top of the forefoot, and obviously not. You know, there's another draw on the other side that Lindsay can make.
They're coming the same way.
But they're coming the same way. They probably just want to move it out of play slightly and sit 1. But it's a very well executed shot by Roger.
With that slide, I would say they're coming off their own.
It's an in-off, what they're looking to do here.
Sorry, we're again ahead of you guys.
Yep. And it's...
We'll keep you in suspense.
Is an in-off, for sure. It's coming very close. They have to hit it just right.
That's thin,
And
thin,
it's too thin.
and
Oh,
goes behind. So
wow.
Utica gets a steal, but
So they're down 3.
down 3 coming home without.
Without the hammer.
Yeah, that's a tough position. I don't think Lindsay will make it easy for them either. But the Rocks have got to get back this end anyway, so play on until you run out of rocks.
Exactly right. If you're going to shake on any game, shake on after the end of the rocks closer to the glass, right?
It looks like the Utica Lee, Ray Edick, has got their has got his guard weight down now.
That's just above the poker chip in the center line.
And those poker chips are for mixed doubles. That gives you an idea.
for him now.
And looks like we have a final on sheet 4.
Congratulations, Scott Lent, in winning the V event here in the Mitchell. Scott Lent, vicing was Eric Krumma, with Justin Smith as his second, and Corey, I'm not sure what his last
Corey
name
Buckley?
is. Yep, Corey Buckley, that's correct, as the lead. Congratulations to their team.
And that leaves us with 2 games. A very tight game on sheet 1. And our game on the champion sheet.
It's a 3-point game.
Well, with that yellow rock not burying, that might be the beginning of the end.
The event teams are coming off the ice and everybody's clapping and cheering here.
And again, we're getting rocks on our sheet 3 not burying. But Lindsay can afford to ignore them. Utica's still alive after that peel.
Gotta put another guard up. Hopefully he's lined up correctly.
Problem is, if you play the film forward, Lindsay keeps peeling. They don't even have to double. They don't miss any of their peels. There's no way for Utica to take 3.
Yeah, they will afford to give 2
Sure.
even. But they're not giving up 3 points.
And of course they've got the hammer, so.
Oh yes.
Whoa.
We're on sheet 1. Looks like Navy's in the driver's seat. They're sitting 2 with
Yep.
hammer.
Sitting 2 with hammer.
From our angle, we can't tell how well those are guarded. But there are a lot of guards near the center line, and these rocks are on the button and just off.
Yeah, they don't have a shot to get at them, considering how the last shot by Navy is just inside the 4-foot line on sheet 1, the club wall. So it doesn't allow Albany to come at those rocks directly. They were thinking of an in-off shot. But it's still very difficult for them to move those rocks out of play right now. Utica is running out of rocks.
Rapidly.
One of my favorite lines in the Forrest Gump movie is, I guess, sometimes there just aren't enough rocks.
I don't think he had curling in mind, however.
No, but it's a great scene where Jenny was throwing rocks at the old house where they used to live. And she hated it, and she just started throwing rocks at it until she ran out of rocks. So it was a very appropriate term for curling. Sometimes there aren't enough rocks.
I think the best we could do is a long guard here.
If you haven't seen that movie and you're a curler, you're going to find that line a lot more interesting.
A very good chance for a double here by Lindsay.
Oh, yes. Nose hit.
Short guard. Yes, hard.
The shot is on its way.
They take both of these, that will be game
That would
over.
be game over.
Right,
And they're
because
sweeping it,
Utica's
they're
only
sweeping
got
it.
2 rocks left.
And
Nice
there it
shot.
is.
Congratulations,
Congratulations.
to Lindsay. That is a final. The winner of the 2018 Mitchell International Bonspiel is team from Lindsay. And that is John Bolton, Tyler Jones, Dave Farr, and Terry Jenkins. Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations. Well played. A very good game.
Not sure it's worth it, but we can see if we can switch over to sheet 1. I'm not sure I'm tall enough to switch over to sheet 1. Oh, we don't have a camera on sheet 1. Never mind. I forgot about that.
Not yet.
Try to give you the play-by-play on sheet 1 since you can't. We don't have cameras. We have cameras on 2 through 4, but not on 1 and 6 yet.
This is the first skip rock for Albany.
Situation hasn't changed much since
Again,
we
looking
last
for that
mentioned it.
in-off. And of course, teams are getting cheered as they are walking into the warm room.
Thanks for calling the game, guys. Thank you.
Good game there. So the shot by Albany on that sheet 1 just hit their in-off a little too thick. Not enough to remove any rocks, especially the shot rock, but enough to freeze onto a rock that is sitting on the 8-foot
They may be second shot.
And there may be second shot right now. Team Navy, I think, is looking just to guard any type of run back that might be possible on that line, because there might be a shot like that available for Navy.
All right, well, they tried this on their last shot and overcurled. Sweepers are reporting it's halfway. It's all about the line now. Of course, not sitting behind them, we do not have the right line.
And so this shot ended up just above the mid-high guard section of the sheet. Again, on the left-hand side of the sheet, adjacent to the wall on sheet 1. And this might be the last shot that Albany has to get a point here. I know those of you still tuning in. There is no visual because we don't have a camera on sheet 1, where Albany and Navy are playing a very tight game. Albany's down by 1 coming home without the hammer. And this is the last skip rock being thrown. And
It's tough. I mean, it's going to have to really cut hard.
I believe they're looking for a draw, which onto the button. Which there is enough room there for them to sit 1, but it's got to be a perfectly thrown shot.
Whoa, whoa, off, it's all here. Off. All here. Off. Check it out.
The vice saying it's got all the weight, but the sweepers are sweeping. They're sweeping it hard. They're looking to get it there. They're looking to get it there.
And
it's
it looks
dying.
late.
It is dying. Oh, it just didn't make the house. That's
So,
it.
game over.
Albany loses, and Navy is the winner of the E event on sheet 1. And with that, that concludes all the games that we had here this afternoon.
Thank you for tuning in. You've been watching the Mitchell 2018 Mitchell International Bonspiel from the Utica Curling Club. Tune in again next weekend when we will be host to the Empire State. It's a women's Bonspiel hosted by multiple clubs from across New York State, and we should be able to see some good curling then. Bye-bye, everyone.